now a family is demanding answers.
If there's no justice, there won't be peace.
Preach.
Let the struggle go on. Let the struggle go. Watch us let the struggle go. If there's no justice, there won't be peace.
Preach.
Let the struggle go on. Let the struggle go. Watch us make the struggle go.
I only have a minute. It has 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. I didn't seek it, nor did I choose it. But it's my responsibility to use it. I must give an account if I abuse it. I must even suffer if I lose it. It's only a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. Benjamin E. Mays, president of Morehouse College and mentor to the great Martin Luther King Jr. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. All of those things we're going to experience today. So I just did it backwards. But I think I did that because I'm a little nervous. I'm going to keep it real. I'm a little nervous because I've spoken a lot of different places, but this by far, committee, mayor, distinguished guests, is one of the greatest of my career in homage of a great man that we all celebrate. And I want to say humbly that I thank you for this opportunity and for you entrusting me with the responsibility to carry this theme out and do my part of confronting the past, building the future, and sustaining the future as one. What I like to do, if you've ever heard me speak before, I like for all us to kind of get in unity before we begin. And we're going to start out just by doing a smiling exercise. Real simple. All I need you to do is smile real big. Show your 32s, your 22s, your 10s. It don't even matter. Now what I need you to do is look at somebody in your left and right and say, neighbor, you are my neighbor. You are my neighbor. It is not our mission to see through each other. But it is our mission to see each other through. Now I need you to lock arms like they did in the 1960s to show you black, white, short, tall, it don't matter. You got an arm, I need you to lock arms. I say me and you, you and me. We are confronting the past, building the future, and moving forward as one nation. And we are one community. Because we are Effingham. Give yourself a round of applause. Y'all did real good on that exercise. Y'all did real good. Y'all need to give yourselves another hand. You know, this is a unique setting if you're looking from where I'm looking, and I know I'm pretty much taller than everybody at this stage. At this moment, Pastor, I'm taller than everybody. All right? So from what I see, you know, we all different shapes, different colors, and different nationalities, but as Martin Luther King would say, we didn't all come to America on the same ship, but we all in the same boat.
Right.
And being that we're all in the same boat, I was looking back over the life and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King and how to commemorate him and honor him and pay homage to him. I started looking at over his life. We celebrate this day and set aside in time forever for a man who only lived 39 years. That's pretty deep. That's pretty heavy. I tell my youth, I'm an educator as well. You know, you may not know where you want to be in the future, but just bloom where you're planted. Start where you are. That's the first start you need to start. Because Dr. Martin Luther King, in his class at Booker T. Washington High School, skipped the 9th grade, only went to school in the 10th and 11th grade, and went one semester as a senior, and graduated, and was already in Morehouse College at 15 years old. What were you doing at 15? He graduated Morehouse at 19 years old, but at 18 years old, he had a full-time job as a minister at his dad's church. What were you doing at 18? At the age of 21, he got his master's degree at Boston College, and then he got a doctorate degree at 24 years old. By the time he was 28, he had already met 2 presidents. At 28, what were you doing at 28? I used to look forward to 28. Now I'm looking back on 28. I tell my youth all the time, you got to take advantage of the opportunity while you have it. As Jesus would say, you must work while it's day because night is coming and you ain't going to get to work no more. And my youth, I'm talking to them all the time, and that's one way that we all can engage our youth and build and sustain a good future. Because obviously today our youth represents sometimes 0% of our concern, 50% of our interest, but they make up 100% of all of our future. And so they need you, they need me, they need us. No matter how discouraging it may be, they need us to let them know, hey, it's hope ahead. It's ways to get better. Be the first. And that's what I'm going to talk about in these next 5 minutes that I have is being the first. How Martin Luther King was not afraid to be the first in his class to graduate. The first to skip 9th grade. The first to see an injustice in on the bus in Montgomery, Alabama. And he wasn't even 28 years old. At the age of 24, he led the civil rights bus boycott. At 24, nobody asked him to do it. He just felt a calling inside at 24 years old to say, this is wrong, and I'm going to have the boldness to stand up. I want to be the first to do it. And so I wanted to talk to everybody today about being the first. When it's something that you know is right, be the first. Don't wait for somebody to ask you to do what you know is right to do. Be the first. Because as you're the first, somebody is watching you. And we must lead by example. And not always by what we're saying, but lead by example. At the age of 35, Dr. Martin Luther King had already met 4 presidents, had another honorary doctorate degree, had started 2 nonviolent protest committees, and he was the youngest person at that particular time to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Man, I'm looking back on 35 now. And it's really real because I remember I couldn't wait when I was younger to be 21. I got 21, I went to sleep, woke up, I was 25. I mean, I'm saying, it's a true story. Went to bed again, Pastor. Woke up, I was 30. I mean, I ain't getting no birthdays or nothing in between. It just shot by. So what I'm saying to you, as I'm saying to me, and all of us in the room, the opportunity of a lifetime only rests in the lifetime of the opportunity. As a spouse, be the first to apologize. As a parent, be the first to encourage your kids, exhort your kids. As a citizen, be the first to volunteer. As an employer, as a city elected official, be the first to do what's morally right on the job and off the job. Because what you do off the job has a lot to do with how far you go on the job. Be the first to make that example. Mahatma Gandhi was a mentor to the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, and he said this. He said, we must all be the change that we desire to be. Change begins first on the inside, and then it goes outside. So I want to encourage everybody here today to be the first. Now, I've been the first to do some things in my life, and I'm going to talk to you about that and wrap this up like a burrito, and I'm going to move out your way because I know we have a lot of festivities and things for the day, but I do want to thank you for this opportunity. I was the first in my family to write a book, and I wrote this for the youth of today. But hey, look at somebody and say, this is as young as you gonna get. This is as young as you gonna get. We all moving in one direction. I don't see no Benjamin Buttons in here. We all moving in one direction. But gonna tell you a little story. Anybody know me? You know, I like tell stories. I tell stories. My grandma used to always tell me stories. And I wrote this book and I dedicated it to my grandma. But it's got real life principles in here. I have a few with me I can give you, or get my car. We'll give that to you. But I thought about myself as a leader and being the first. Now, I remember I was 8 years old and I played on a baseball team. Let me take you way back. Okay, I played on a baseball team. And it was our first game. We had practice and stuff like that. But this was the very first game. First game of the first season, and I was excited. I was real excited. Now, at that time, we batted according to height. The shortest to the tallest. Now, y'all look at me. Y'all see I'm 6'3". Now, I still can't understand why I was first, because y'all can tell I'm 6'3" now. But I was first. And I remember I got up and I went to home plate and I got my bat ready. Man, I was clean. I had my uniform. I even ironed my uniform that day. I remember. Baseball uniform. I was excited. But I was the first to bat. Got up there, took a swing, hit the first ball. And I took off running. Man, I was lightning speed, like Dash on The Incredibles. I was lightning speed. The only problem was I just had one problem. I ran to third base. That was the only problem. So when I was running to third base, I looked back and I saw them throw the ball in my eyes to third base. And I'm thinking to myself, they must be stupid. Because I'm safe. And I got on the base and I waited. And they said, out. I'm thinking, what game they looking at? Because I know I'm on first base. But I looked up in the stands and I looked at my grandma. Now my grandma would always tell me the truth. Good, bad, and different. And she was just a laugh. She was laughing. And I knew it must be true. When Granny was laughing, I said, oh, it's gotta be true. I dedicated my book to my grandma. I said, it must be true. I'm out. And I fell out. My heart plummeted. I cried so much the coach had to come and carry me off the field. It was one of the worst days of my life, I guarantee you that. But it was a day and a moment that I'll never forget, and I'm going to end this story on a good note. None of my teammates So what am I saying? I'm saying be bold enough in yourself to be the first at what it is that you desire to do. And if you so not succeed on the very first try, just remember that you can make the adjustments, but there is someone following you who will learn from your example and go on and do other things. Because at the end of the day, it's not about you, but it's about who's behind you and it's about who's following you.
Yes.
There is a quote that I love to say. There was a very cautious man. He never laughed, he never played, he never prayed for direction, he never prayed, he never cried. And when one day came, he passed away. His insurance was denied. They claimed that since he never lived, he really never died. So I leave you with the great Dr. Martin Luther King. He said, anybody can be great because anybody can serve. You only need a heart and a soul to do so. And I want to remind everybody in this great day today that you don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to get started if you want to be great. Amen. That is my time. Thank you so much.